Now, what's up with
Okay,
it, man? How
okay.
you doing?
There we go. All right, not bad. Sorry, man. It took a minute. We were eating some burgers and
Oh,
stuff,
yeah,
and
it's
then we
all
had to get the
good.
kids down to go lay down and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to take care of yours, your responsibilities, man. It's all good, man. So hold on,
Hell yeah.
let me put something right here real
So,
quick. Yeah, go ahead, homie. Hey, man. Hey,
mm,
everybody, man. This is Mike Morello. Go ahead and introduce yourself, man, and give a background, whatever. And then, hey, it's all you, man. The floor is yours.
yeah. Yeah. Back when it's crazy because like, this whole, I didn't even know none of this was even going. You know, man, I didn't pay no mind to none of it. Like, I don't use a computer too much or whatever. I mean, I watched some videos and all that, but somebody gave wind that this fool was doing these videos. And I'm like, I didn't even know he had gotten out or whatever. I thought he was busted. Ever since that all happened, and I had left it in the past. You know what I mean? Myself, I ended up getting married, had my daughters and stuff, and just moved forward and pursued, my career. And didn't even go out or touch on any of this. It was just left at like 30 years ago, or whatever, whenever in '93 or whatever, when this happened. Now, somebody told me that they do it doing these videos. And I'm like, what the hell? So I started watching, and I'm like, I didn't even know this guy got out. But then I started watching the content that they do. So portraying like, so that bravado, just like everybody's saying right now, he just like things that shit don't see, but yet all this stuff, even towards the end, I guess everybody's pulling the favor word, or I mean, he's getting exposed. That's what exposed to is about. But I'm watching this whole bullshit, and I watched the video that he put out when he went back to the crime scene and all this stuff. I mean, it was such bullshit that I don't understand how I guess he is one of them dudes that just like 1,000% believe in his own lies.
Yeah.
Remember, like I was telling you, that one part of his story where he said he told the guy something, and his homeboy was standing right there and reached back and slapped the guy as hard as he could or whatever.
Yeah.
He was, and that's what. And I'm like, what the hell? Like that? You are fucking are delusional like that. The even the story out of his mouth. Okay, how do you think it would have gotten to a point where we were within arm's distance with each other? It would have been going down regardless. He said people were there putting in work, and he's giving two different accounts, and that story is not fucking true. That's what we're going to talk about here. But just that in itself, where he's saying that all this with and my homeboy slapped him and said as hard as he could and said, "Hey, you answer my homeboy when he talks to you," or something like that. And it's like, what? Who the fuck? Who are you? What character are you building? You watch too many fucking movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's not even a point in time where we were that close to each other at all prior to anything happening. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, how there's so many pieces of that story that he told that was just like that. And like I said, it's crazy. That he believes. Again, so this was my purpose. I go, okay, and I start seeing your stuff. And I go, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Somebody need to go and put some shit. I mean, that's truthful. That's been there with him, either locked up, whatever, and their own receipts. I go, because I know this story that he's come out and put out. I go, that's so made up to make him look like he's just this badass. And it's like, man, you fucking by accident, like you said, you fucking by accident fucking killed the dude. You didn't. It wasn't like you run up on somebody and you were robbing them and they pulled a gun out on you and you pulled yours out a little bit faster, but shot the guy or some dude, or you were defending your house or your family or some shit like that. No.
Yeah.
There was an incident that happened, and those were the last couple shots because you know what I mean. And again, he said in the little thing, he said, when they rolled the body over, that's where he had his weapon. What? He didn't have a weapon. He had like it was a stick. It was a piece of a branch. And again, so the dude didn't have no weapon, and the guy was running to get away. You know what I'm saying? Where they came out shooting, bah, 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 bah. And everybody was getting away. Well, Carlos had just run into the driveway and went off to the right side in front of a doorway. When they came running, they stopped about, how do you say, not perpendicular, horizontal to, like, so to, when you're a kid and you're outside and you just have two people, hey, let's throw some passes, and one person lines up as a receiver, and then you got the quarterback, I said go, and they just go out and run the pass, boom, and you throw the pass to him, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's like the same thing. When he came up, and when he stopped, that's where Carlos had ran off to the side to like hide, but they came all the way in. He made a little noise with his foot that he said, "Oh shit!" But then, like I said, I was a good 40 yards away, maybe 30 yards. And when Carlos said, "Fuck, I'm just gonna take my chance. I'm gonna stand right here, point blank. He could just blast me." If he heard that little noise, as soon as he made the little noise, Carlos took off running. Then Johnny shot him. Pop, 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 boom. So that it was like, what? And he tells a story in his own words right there. He said two different versions. He's like, "Oh yeah, we went back to go get guns, blah 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 blah, whatever." And then they're getting them together or whatever. But his one homeboy tells the other homeboy, "Oh, whatever you do, don't give it to him because you're gonna kill someone." Well, hello. Why would you say something stupid like that? Why? That's the purpose of you getting guns, right? Do you think it's gonna go down? So hello. I mean, that makes no sense to me. But he's trying to keep pumping himself up like that's what he was out to do. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy that there's still so much detail from beginning to end. That he likes to portray it, but again, you got to remember he had no choice but to write that fucking that character.
Yeah.
Not saying he wasn't trying to be involved that way. When he was younger, yes, all that stuff. I wasn't there with Ronald, so no matter how his upbringing and yes, he was in juvie in the CYA and all that stuff. That all goes. That's all irrelevant. I mean, to me, you know what I'm saying? As we get older, especially when we get older, we should know better. Especially when we start having our own kids.
Yeah.
I'm one that doesn't believe in when you hear people say, "Oh, well, that's the way I was raised." Well, motherfucker, you know that it sucked for you, so why are you going to continue? You have the ability to make your kids not feel that negative for whatever the subject is or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We know better. We're adults now. We're to make it better. For the children or whatever, our kids that we have, and and that was the thing that pissed me off. Then I go, what the fuck, this motherfucker? I go, you can tell. And I was making money to do YouTube when he did, he killed a buddy of mine, and then he tried to use it again, like you guys say, like he glamorized it a little bit.
Yeah.
And he tries to use it for the bad, he tries to flip it, on the people, all the civilians out here that really don't know. They're just listening to the stories, but he flips it on them, and like, it's just crazy. I go, him in jailhouse manners that he's learning, all the stories that's been through his head for the last 25 years or whatever. He's heard a shitload of stories.
Real quick, Mike,
so
real quick.
Yeah.
People are asking, Carlos is the victim that Johnny Rata as a Joker was convicted for. This is Mike Morello right here. He was personally there, so he's giving the true account. And we all know how Johnny Rata has always crashed out and bragged. He has always bragged about the crime he went to prison for, especially when he is drunk. Show no remorse. And the story that Johnny Rata has he has given two different stories. So Mike right here, he was there. Personal account. The victim was Carlos. Rest in peace to Carlos. Go ahead, homie.
Yeah, man. I mean, it totally sucks, for the thing with Carlos, because again, it was a random. The thing was the way Johnny tells it was like if it was there every day gang banging. They're out there hanging and got to watch. Keep fucking tabs on okay, like they're in Chicago or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Hell no. It was a random thing. It was a pussy move on him, and again, there was his own home was ratted on him.
Yeah.
So that was like pretty much sealed the case, anyways, too. And then him just fucking copy to it after. I mean, there were he already had the persona he had to write it. And he knew himself, since he was already living that similar lifestyle, he knew, fuck it, right till the wheels fall off, he would go in with the murder case, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And this man just take it from there and just try and gravitate and, you know, do everything what he's supposed to do. And he just fucking writing it and then coming out and then trying to be like, oh, I do something positive, blah, 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 and making money and stuff. I'm just like, what the fuck? I go, fuck this dude. He's fucking bullshit, full of shit. I said, and when you figure that he would be out, there would be so much more content about how he's trying to like do his daughter, whether, you know, or something. And I missed out 24 years of my life. Hey, today I tried to da or this and that. Or, hey, me and my daughter, you know, so much more content like that. Hey, this is what I did today. Or I continued doing for the stuff that I said I was going to do when they released me. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. I'm going to go to the Boys Club, Girls Clubs, or continue that positive movement from somebody that fucking was behind the walls so he could speak on it and do the positive. But no, it's all this other bullshit. All this other bullshit. Continue this bullshit just with better mannerism.
Yeah.
You know?
You know, one thing, he always bragged about that his crime was gang related. He always talked about, he always mentions that. He always makes it as if it was a gang related homicide. He gets drunk, he brags about it, he boasts about it. And so according to Johnny V, Johnny Rata's Joker, who was, I believe, Westside Santa Bruta at the time, he keeps taking credit as it was a gang related homicide.
Okay. I guess you can, when people categorize stuff and put it in like in a bubble and they go, okay, this fits into this category over here and kind of thing. Because how he was hanging out that night, and then just because there was multiple people, and since that's what he was, you know, I mean, he was living his life by just fucking hanging out anyways, and doing that, he can say it that way. But it was fucking so motherfucking random that on his case, again, he the way he says about all this stuff, he had all this pull, but I mean, again, I was nobody, but I mean, I got along with so many people here in Santa Barbara, and I mean, I never heard of the dude really. I mean, he said he was only out for like 5 months because he had just pro from YA or whatever. He was there for 3 years. So in part of that, you weren't even out on the street. You keep saying you were locked up almost all your life. So like fucking even being like, nope, I never heard of you, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not that I was anybody, but there was never his name came up in the mix for anything.
Yeah,
that had to do with anything out here in the streets.
And that's how he made it sound. He made it sound like he was well known out there. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? He made it sound like if things had to go through here, like, again, his name never came up for nothing. Nobody was doing on over here on the other side of town. And so the thing that happened with it, like even his story that he said the day before, he said one of his homies went to a party, an East Side party or whatever. Again, I wasn't there. Maybe if that story that he says is true, that's a fucking crazy motherfucking coincidence. Because from my reasons being in that area, you know what I'm saying, the night that happened, again, if that story is true, then it is, yes, a super naughty coincidence, because I knew nothing about, you know, his homie or whatever, the other one that told on him, his crime, he said that fucking went to a party the day before or whatever. He said disrespect some party, they were in the dancing or whatever. They told the DJ, give him the microphone or some shit, and he called everybody out of the party, and that something happened, that there was, I don't know, some bullshit. He said, and then that was the reason why that group came to put in work, he said, was because my homeboy went and disrespected the party or whatever. He said that was the reason. It was like, what the fuck? What are you, again, if that happened, your story, you said that your friend went and disrespected the party and all that, well then, like I said, it's a naughty motherfucker coincidence that my reasoning walking by at that night, and you guys fucking, when we walked by the driveway, they started from way back down there firing. There was barely even a chance to get down. I didn't even get halfway, and I was walking by myself. We were just gonna go eat some more beer right there at the liquor store, and there's a handful of motherfuckers down the driveway, and before anybody there, you couldn't even be close. They started firing down the driveway, running, chasing towards us. We just turned around, took off running, and back towards this area, Las Positas. It was like a new. It's just like around out the driveway around the corner, a new development that they had built these like condominiums or it wasn't a gated community because it was so small, but they did have this iron fence around the perimeter of it, except for the driveway. And when you run in, it comes to a dead end. And there was like 8 units, 4 inside. At the end, there was just a little mountain of dirt right there that if you jumped over it, you go down and you come down to the next street right there that comes from the beach. And again, when I couldn't even see the faces or anything when they started shooting, just coming down the drive. They just came out just shooting, pop, 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 pop. We turned around, oh shit! Turned around, went running. They were just firing them off, bing, bing, bing. You hear them ricocheting off the fucking iron fence and shit like that. And when we went into the driveway, that's when Carlos ran, like just went up to the side, and that's when they came in, pop, pop, kept firing. They stopped. Carlos made like a little noise, and he said, "Oh shit!" So he started running towards us to jump over that, and that's where Johnny shot him. He was like 30 yards away, or whatever, 20, 30 yards away. Like, what? There was no threat whatsoever to you at all. There was no threat. There was nothing gangster about what you did. Your homeboys told on you, then you told on yourself. So you fucking there were you were writing that case. Yeah. And in fucking your testimony in court, or it's on your paperwork. You said the judge asked you, so they were all gang members that night. He said no. There was only one gang member there that night. He said Mike Morello. They call him Spider Mike from the East Side Gang. That's what he said. He said he never told on anybody. I was on the opposite side. I didn't see a damn thing at all. Yeah. And so from the beginning of his career, he went in fucking telling on someone.
Yeah, that's crazy. Right there. Yeah, it is.
You know, from the gate before he even got to Wasco, he had already told on somebody. But there being a murder case, and since he was, I guess maybe nobody really looked at his paper. They go, "Hey, you're here. You're doing fucking life, and or what have you." I go, because it was right there. There wasn't nothing. The judge asked him. He said my full name. Yeah. He said my name. I go, so I said, fool, you've been writing this knowing and going in, and then that what do you call it? What is the two that SB 20 or 260 come out in 2013?
Around that
or something
time,
like that. And then he debriefed, in what 2007,
2005,
or
2005.
2005.
Yeah.
And what do you call it? Came out in 2003 or something like that. So, you know, I think maybe he was just like, fuck this, I'm gonna double up on it, use that, and fucking he's gonna debrief. And the thing that pissed me off about it, I go, because again, I've since that happened, I go, man, it was bullshit. Everything, like on my part, for the family, for they I mean, we'll even put, if everybody wants to hear the full DJ from beginning to end, we could put aside some time and I'll lay it out my steps and to tell you guys how, and you guys will know how bullshit, you know, the beginning of this story, and then how I just left it. It was like one of those things like, fucking, it's in the past. He got busted. Yeah, let's move forward. I was getting ready to have my daughter. About a year after that happened, I found out I was going to have a daughter, and then just fucking try to keep my shit on the straight and narrow, you know, and do something positive for my daughters that are here to come. Now, when one of my buddies said, "Hey, check this video. Is this that one fool?" And I started watching them, and then started watching some of his stuff, and I was going, man, the thing that pissed me off, and it shouldn't, because we're like fucking 30 years later. I'm like, what the fuck? But in my mind, I'm like, fuck that. This motherfucker's had my name in his mouth this whole motherfucking time, especially Spain, going to new yards or this and that, having you sell it, blah, blah, blah. How many times he's had my fucking name in his mouth telling a bullshit fucking story. I go, oh, this motherfucker, fuck that. Yeah. I go, the way he's telling it now, even after he's out and his YouTube stuff or whatever, the way he's displaying it there, I go, and he I guess that's what they call it, gaslighting. Because there's a part in his video where he's explaining it. He goes, "Yeah, people keep saying that I chased down a teenager and blah 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 and shot him." They go, and he goes, "But when they rolled him over, there was the weapon." He never says what the weapon was. It was a branch stick.
Yeah,
it was like fucking the size of a ruler, maybe. But he didn't say that. He just says when they rolled the victim over, he said they found the weapon. He doesn't say what it was. Is that so it leaves people open-minded and say, "Oh well," because he tells a story. Somebody, one of his, after my homeboy shot the shit out of him, his other homeboy stepped back and said, "What's up there?" Like, what the fuck? What are you talking? You're tripping. You are tripping. There's no, in earlier he said the car went by so many times and he stuck his head in the car and like, who the fuck is gonna, allow somebody to stick their big head in the motherfucking car and disrespect them? It's ridiculous that all that bullshit that he was saying is like made up. He filled in little pieces to make his story, I guess, like if he was Morello or some shit like that. Just like he just had calling the shots.
Yeah. You know what he did crazy. A lot, real quick, what he did a lot also is he was always saying, he just said something on TikTok to some young girl. He said, yeah, some people came, they went over there and some older homeboys, he said, they got the wrong side of the stick. Let me ask you though, was there more than one shooter? And what time of night was it?
It was at night. I would say it was dark time, maybe 9-ish, I believe.
Okay, so it was nighttime already. So it was dark already.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. Okay. It was dark.
And there was only one shooter? Dark. Only one shooter?
I don't, again, the distance, once they started shooting,
you can't call it,
from down the driveway, I couldn't see, I just heard them popping them off, and to me it sounded like there was more than one. Because a couple times you hear the ricochet, ping, ping, off the iron fence, and I'm like, the rhythm of it was off. So I go, there had to have been two.
So possibly it could have been two.
Yeah, they all, there was no word. They all told on themselves, like fucking.
Yeah, he said that. He said all his crimes or whatever. He said his crimes on. Yeah, he had crimes. I forgot about that. Also, look, so when he went to when he mentioned you to the judge, right? The way he should have been, like, I don't know. Now, as far as that goes, I mean, that never would have got discovered because, he's fighting. He went by himself unless he had crimes that he actually told on and they could have pressed it. But he should have never said that anyways. He never should have said nothing.
Right.
He never should have mentioned anything, especially to a judge, anything that has to, he claimed to be gang related. But because, he always said that, though. He always said that people went over there, older homie, they were tripping, they got the wrong end. He never actually came out and said anything else. And you're right. He did say that one had a weapon. And like you just confirmed now, it was like a branch.
Right. And I mean, I think because I was watching one of the little shorts or one of the ones that you did, or it's on your page right there. I was watching where he was telling the story. It was the one, what did it say? It was 25 years, first day out of prison or something like that. Or it was the other one, or it's just 16 or to life as an 18-year-old or some shit. And he's telling the story, and I go, man, you fucking crazy, man. I mean, especially doing the time that you did do, dude. Like, how can you do something so fictitious about yourself and not think that? I mean, I have never since that day. I've never really spoke on it. I've left it in the past or whatever. Like I said, I didn't follow and then continue reading about it or anything. Or did you hear that this dude's getting out? Or nothing. I didn't even know until, like I said, about 8-9 months ago. And I've been watching a few videos and then watching it. Then just kind of checking out his get down and everything. And I'm like, what? I go, see, if you would have came out and been positive and been doing positive shit, I would have just been like, hey, you fuck you still. But and he would have just left his whole case and everything and not put nothing up on YouTube, but was just doing everything positive. Maybe said to rebuild with his daughter or something super positive. I wouldn't even fuck with that. I would have been like, whatever. He's doing these things, whatever. But come out and portraying, letting all these people, look at the girls that he has right there. Yeah. They're like believers in him.
Yeah, they're
like sucking that shit up with a big old fucking 7-Up Slurpee straw.
Yeah.
Hey,
and like,
go ahead. Like, what? Yeah, now I say, like, what don't you guys are some soul class, you know what I mean? Like that.
For real. Let me ask you a question. Iron Man asked a question. He said, Mike, if Carlos, his family knows of his behavior on YouTube, or are you still in contact with the family?
I don't know if I haven't been for a little while. Again, it did affect, like a handful of people, I mean, a bunch of different ways. And again, it sucked, and just me being in that position too, I felt so bad because I was like, I couldn't do nothing, just sit there and act dumb. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, through the whole thing. And so I think, maybe his wife was kind of, like, what the fuck? Because she's not from this side of the fence at all.
Okay.
Him or her. So their perspective on life and how to figure out problems is totally different than our perspective. Of, you know what I'm saying? And they just can get it. And I was just like, fuck, I can't even explain it to them. They're like looking at me like, why aren't you saying anything? And I'm like, fucking, it was just, that was one of those things too. So, and then it was just kind of like left at that.
Yeah. You know what? Cause like the way he portrays himself, right? He makes it like he was the baddest ass gang member from West Side Santa Bruta. He's always talking about tiny locals. I'm the founder. I'm big. You know what I mean? He always talks like that, man. Yeah. And it's like, dude.
And again, he may have been, and started or created it, but like I'm saying, not that I was anybody or like way up at all whatsoever, but just the little movements that was being done, I would have heard his name from the mix one way or another. So if he was, and there was nothing, not even on the lower level of anything, any kind of movements like, hey, nothing. I never heard of the fool. I knew a handful of names from the West Side too, and never even them. I had heard them say, hey, well, we got to let homeboy know, or nothing whatsoever.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying that wasn't in his mind to move and to maybe be that person, but I mean, there's again, I mean, there's nothing there even, and it's not even something to go here. I'm gonna say it this way to like disrespect it. No, I'm fucking 1,000% honest. His name had never come into my curriculum whatsoever. I mean, my surroundings, even when just partying at pads or whatever.
You never heard of him, yeah?
Just discussion.
Yeah,
I never had heard or that he was any kind of weight whatsoever.
Yeah, because like in the streets, right? The way he talks, I mean, when you're in the streets, people know names. If you're really a gunner, the way he talks, if you're really out there like hyperactive, the way he talks, people would have heard of him. Right. A handful of people would have heard of him. A lot of people, but the way he talks is he was that man. And I mean, man, man, you know what I'm talking about, homeboy. It's like,
yep. And that's what I'm saying. I go, man, and that's what pissed me off. Now today, 30 years later, where I go, man, are you still fucking on that same old trying to play on that bullshit? You're behind, just on the gate. You gotta be smart and be like, I know I'm gonna be fucking behind in times a little bit. So you gotta get your game back up, but positive, like you said you're gonna do, and fuck all this other bullshit that you were doing before. And he's, like you said, just held on to that old self of himself, but cleaned it up with some jailhouse manners and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? He's had 24 years, 25 years of hearing different fucking stories, a shitload of them.
Yeah, and a
shitload of them, and now how to kind of turn them half into his and half into, you know what I mean, kind of bullshit. And that's the thing that turned me off. I was like, man, this fucking fool. And I go, and you get all these people, in the comment section, I stand behind you, I stand behind you, or fucking, you're the man, you're the true one. And I'm like,
yeah.
I go, even him at that, going, okay, well, look, I got these subscribers that don't really know nothing about nothing, but they're believing in me. But like, I'm like, look at you, you're believing in your own, you're eating that shit up your own self.
Yeah. He believed
his own. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
He believed his own lie. Like, look, Johnny Ratas, he knows that I know he's a straight bitch. He's a punk, straight up. I mean, from when he first went into prison, however he acted, I do not know. but a lot of stories that he tells, I know what he's talking about. Certain things, I'm like, he made it sound like you had. Okay, look, he made it seem like he was well known in the streets, just like he attempts to make it appear as he was well known in prison. He makes it sound like if his name just permeated throughout every California prison. I never heard of this dude the way he talked, and a lot of people who he talked about and knew, I never heard his name. I mean, never heard his name like that. And I know for a fact he knows. I know he's a coward. The way he be acting, he did not act like that. He would have got smashed on. It's just unfortunate.
And
yeah.
Ooh, that's crazy. And then the dude, I mean, I just from what people pulling me saying the stuff that he did, when he debriefed or whatever, how he said, I haven't physically seen the paperwork or anything like that, or just from, like I said, the content people be putting out, and he himself touched on it saying no, but the thing that he did to Morello, or his own boy, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How in the fuck? But because you've seen that opening when the SB 260 came out, and then him maybe going here on the debris at the same time, it's gonna give me that edge to get on out.
Like, look,
I'm like
he debriefed in 2005, way before he even thought he would have had a chance. So he threw in the rag way before that. So that 260, 261, that was a fluke. And he just happened to benefit from it. But he was a model inmate.
Right.
He wasn't getting in no trouble. He debriefed. It's a known fact. In the briefing, everybody knows that he snitched. He told on people. He gave up names from people from all over Santa Barbara, man. With names he knew. I'm sure he gave up everything about his case. Most likely, he brought you up in his autobiography they had to write. You know what I mean? So we all know, man. So it's fucked up.
And that's right. Like I said, we'll touch on some more key details. You can ask everybody if they want to hear some more key details and some stuff. But as you said, about the autobiography, there's a few things that he had mentioned in his YouTube video when he was talking about that night ago. He said something about, and he goes, his friend was telling the other friend, hey, don't get him the gun because he'll kill someone or something tonight or some bullshit.
Oh,
but then also he said, when he was standing with him in the drive, he said that when he was giving that fight, he said there was only one dude that I wanted to kill that night. So if he already knew my name and stuff, like if somebody comes randomly, he said, oh, there were some motor cats. He was telling the story. They don't know who it was and blah, blah, blah. But yet you go back another day in another video, he's telling the story and he goes, yeah, there's only one fool that I wanted to kill that night.
Yeah.
And then that testimony thing, he said, the judge asked him, they're all gang members. He said, no, there was only one gang member that night. And then he says my name, full name, and then fucking and stuff. And I go, man, I said, what? I go, so you saying there was only one fool that was looking to kill the night. So that tells me that you knew somewhat that something was already coming, or you got heads up that someone was, looking around in some areas. You got wind of something. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like, yeah, there were like 13 of us and only like 5 of them. We would have beat them down. Dude, just because you're outnumbered, you guys are, the way I seen you hit the bag on your video.
Yeah, that shit was funny. Yeah, I agree. That shit was funny. I was looking at it because I think one of the comments, somebody said something to him on one of the videos that said something about you hitting the bag. I was like, what? What the fuck was you hitting the bag? And I looked around for it, and I started seeing it, and I'm like, oh, hell no. And then I seen his videos, hey, I got hands. I have faith in these hands. I go, oh, he always says that.
Even if you were just relaxed, just pop in the bag, just working on some rhythm or whatever, still your body mechanics and everything, you're dust in like 2 seconds. If somebody fucking, they don't even have to steal on you. Even if it's just heads up, where you knock hands together or whatever, and your heads up exact same time as the other person. Woo!
Hell yeah.
His body language on the bag was just fucking, oh Lord.
Yeah, that shit was bad.
Like they say, you only respond the way you train, and if you don't train at all, that just tells me you're gonna respond fucking funky.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know it's a trip
So
because
like I go, man.
he did mention you in court. He ratted. I mean, he told your name and cops heard it. You know, investigators. He should have never did that. He's a snitch. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He was a little ass little fuck too, man. He makes it like he was like some big ass dude, man. You see him, man. He look like a little fucking wet dog, man. And he talks a lot of shit. He puts his hands up in the camera like you can't.
And
man.
Yeah, I have even like I didn't even. Again, I had never even seen the dude or anything prior to that. Didn't even know it was crazy. Like he was like irrelevant.
Yeah.
I mean, to my boy, it wasn't nothing that I was like, oh, damn, worried about at all whatsoever, or if any problem I had, like, or some shit like that, or hey, go hit up fucking this fucker, or not at all. Like I said, I never heard his name at once from up until the day that they said they arrested him and shit. That was the first time I ever heard his name.
Okay, just not someone got busted. Yeah, that's a trip. You know, we will sit
and
go ahead. No, I said we will sit down, man, because everybody wants to hear the story. You know.
Hell yeah, fuck yeah, we'll fill in all the details because I think it'll give a little different spin to people. You know, I'm not saying hey, it'll just this will be 100% truthful from my point of view from the day like before, how it transpired, and then leading up to that night and after. And my reason, like I said, for coming on right now, because it just like it don't sit well with me times two. That he keeps portraying. This is 30 years later, fool. You know what I mean? You're lucky. You fucking and even now, you know what I mean? Look at you, shit. Your cover's been blown, so you've had like what 7 years of okay time, and now you're back to fucking in the hole at home.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know, you fucking. You know, and all that bullshit, and it's like, man, I just, it just didn't sit well with me. I go, seeing this motherfucker just sitting back, making some money off YouTube, portraying this person, this persona.
He wasn't,
And I'm like, man, fuck that.
Yeah, hell yeah, we will get together, man, and we could do the video and everything, you know, and we'll do what we do, man. And shit, man, shout out to Mike Morello.
All right, hell yeah.
Hey, we appreciate you, man, calling in. We will do that, man. We'll do it real soon. I'll be in touch with you, man. You know what's up already, man. Everybody, this is Mike Morello right here, man. Don't believe the hype from Johnny Ratas. Hey, anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
No, just for everybody be well. Everybody, hope everybody's well and healthy. Continue to live sober, you know what I mean? And just keep pushing forward march.
Oh yeah, I appreciate you.
But I love everything you're doing, man. But this channel is badass. This is badass.
Appreciate that,
and everybody,
man.
All the support and everybody that right there. Everybody has good input. You know, nobody just just rattling. Everybody has some good input. I was listening the other night too. That thing, one of the dudes, I caught like the middle of it. I was getting ready to take a shower and stuff, and I put the volume up. There was someone I guess you guys were talking to that had a ranch somewhere.
Oh yeah.
And it was like you and like 4 other people they were talking. They're like, oh, that'd be tight. That'd be dope to go over and barbecue and camp out or some shit. Hey, that would be dope.
Hell yeah, man. Dope. That's the Hangman Stranger right there, man. Shit. Hey, we know we got the collective also, man. I don't know if you've seen that one, man. We got the collective. We do that like Mondays, Wednesdays,
I've listened to it a couple times.
Okay, yeah. So we be over there, man. Okay. And if you ever want to go over there and jump on, it's all good, man. We be over there doing what we do, man. And we're gonna do this, man. We're gonna get the story out there, your story, your perspective, man. Shit, no doubt.
For sure.
All right, we appreciate you, man.
I appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah, I appreciate
you. For sure, you have a good night, and everybody else have a good night too.
All right, you too, man. Be safe.
Man, we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right, now.